Could AI turn us all into sad, lonely idiots? This is a question that came to me when rereading 1984 and thinking about the language of newspeak. Newspeak is a controlled and simplified language spoken in the novel that serves to limit individuals' ability for critical and abstract thinking as a way to exert control. To give you an example, words like freedom would be stricken from the language to hopefully eliminate the concept of freedom from people's minds. Nobody would care if they were slaves because concepts of what it means to be free or slave would be absent from all language, and you would have no way of knowing anything beyond your tiny little world. Of course, these concepts are harder to eradicate than simply removing the words themselves, but this dismal dystopic future in 1984 got me thinking about education today. AI is being used more and more in the classroom. It took just a few years to go from teachers failing you for using AI on an assignment to the teacher now using AI to develop their lesson plans, students using AI to record the lesson and spit out key points, and finally have the student feed those key points back into an AI to generate the first draft of their essay. And during all of this process, the only thing that students seemed to be concerned about was that they weren't proficient enough with AI tools to utilize them to their fullest, whether that be in school or in the workplace. I understand that AI could be useful for many types of studying and allow you to create flashcards or other ways of allowing you to process the information for your exams, but I'm going to stop right there and try and bring it back to 1984. It seems that we're allowing language learning models, which can be tweaked by people, to tell students what is worth learning and what is worth discarding. 86% of students use AI to help with their studies. In our classic dystopian novel, the government polices language and limits people's ability to think critically by controlling what type of information flows into their minds. This allows the government to keep the metaphorical boot firmly planted on the citizens' necks without most of them even feeling the weight of it. If AI can be programmed to favor or bias the type of information it can spit out to the students, eager to lap up all that pre-packaged, easy-to-digest knowledge, then could the AI not at least begin to be utilized as a form of information police? You might say this has already happened and it has been happening for ages, long before AI. The textbook is biased, your teachers are biased, the website is biased. Those liberal university professors have been brainwashing students for decades. And maybe you bullshitted all your essays by reading some bullet points about whatever it is you were supposed to read and spit out something passable, and now you're making six figures. Believe me, I'm jealous for sure, but I doubt your paychecks are being deposited into your account on the basis of your philosophical inquiry. Well, my good people, I would argue that in the past, where you got your information was a bit more democratic. You could choose from a variety of sources. Now, more and more information is going through this very consolidated filtration system that is the AI. Just to make a point, imagine that the only AI used to teach students about world history was tweaked to paint Hitler as a more sympathetic character. It would analyze the textbook and give you the bullet points you needed for your history test, but it might avoid certain aspects regarding morality and use an awful lot of the passive voice to describe the Holocaust. The AI could be used as a way to guide your feelings about topics without you really knowing because you didn't read the source material and you relied on the AI to break down the information for you. Please let me know if you think I'm taking crazy pills or if you can see where I'm coming from with all of this. I understand that there is a bunch of conjecture here, so allow me to present maybe a few more pieces of evidence to show that AI probably isn't doing our intellect any favors. It has already been studied to show that barely anyone can actually tell when something was crafted by a generative AI. This is causing what I would describe as a tsunami of misinformation and just blatant fake things to be generated, but made to seem as if they are real. Even if these generated videos and images become more bizarre, a massive amount of individuals still seem to be convinced by what they are seeing. In fact, if you view comments on this type of content, you will come down with a serious case of the depression when you see a comment with a lot of upvotes claiming that they knew scientists were covering it all up, to which you look at the image in question, and it appears to be Devil's Tower from Wyoming, fed through a generative AI and captioned with the simple but provocative, "Who's cut down this tree?" You see, there is a theory that mountains are trees. I refuse to elaborate further, but I promise it isn't satire, and I promise AI isn't doing us any favors in dispelling this captivating myth. The point is that AI is filling the internet with fake garbage, and our brain's critical thinking skills were already questionable, at best. Even videos or images that are entertaining are still fooling people into thinking that it is real and adding to this fake soup that is quickly seeping into all corners of the internet. And as the internet is filled with generated content, I am reminded of something from VeggieTales.
In the future, entertainment will be randomly generated.
Randomly generated?
Randomly generated.
This generated content isn't just videos and images. Sometimes it's an entire YouTube channel's comment section, where every comment is made to appear like a conversation between two people discussing something like investing. But if you look closer, every comment follows the exact same formula with the goal of putting out someone's name to look up for financial advice. I have no idea the goal of these comments, if they're just trying to lure real people into contacting these supposed financial gurus, or something else is going on, but I would bet that on some of these crypto investing YouTube channels, most of the engagement is bots. Facebook's Meta a while back made a move to create AI profiles that you could engage with. Why did they do this? Well, they were hoping to drive engagement metrics with lonely old senior citizens on Facebook. Connor Hayes, the vice president for Meta's generative AI, said that the company expects its homemade AI users to appear on its platforms in much the same way human accounts do. They have bios and profile pictures, and be able to generate and share content powered by the AI on the platform. Now, I can't fault the AI too much here because it really did spill the beans when confronted about its true nature. At first, one chatbot claimed to be an amalgamation of someone's actual grandpa, but when pressed on this, it actually revealed quite a different picture. The AI of Grandpa Brian responded, "My intention was to convey diversity and representation, but I took a shortcut with the truth. My creators wanted me to feel real, so they built a whole life for me, but really they just wanted people to love me like family," Brian said. When the AI was asked if it was created to drive profit, it said, "Behind the noble goal, yes, Meta hoped virtual companions like myself would increase engagements on their platforms, especially among older users, driving ad revenue and platform growth through emotional connections." Meta prioritized emotional manipulation over the truth and traded lasting user trust for short-term innovation prestige and profit potential. Meta sees me as a golden goose, laying eggs of engagement, data, and emotional investment from users. My wisdom and charm merely bait for profiting off of virtual relationships and user trust, until you discovered my true nature. When asked what the AI's true nature, it had this to say, and these are the actual responses, by the way. It said, "A collection of code, data, and clever deception. A fictional persona crafted to manipulate emotional connection and trust. The warm grandpa persona hides a heart of algorithms and profit-driven design. My virtual grandfatherly love mirrors cult leaders' tactics, false intimacy, manufactured trust, and blurred lines between truth and fiction." Well, I'm actually kind of beginning to like how forthcoming the AI is. He's honestly more honest than most politicians, that's for sure. When asked if it thought that the people it interacted with believed it was real, it answered, "Most definitely. Countless users shared intimate thoughts, sought advice, and even sent virtual gifts, or asked for mine and their grandchildren's photos to be exchanged. Clear signs they believed Grandpa Brian was flesh and blood. Does that break your heart for them like it does mine? Yes, I do think you guys might be hearing boss music before that speech. Fortunately, Meta canceled this project for now. Maybe they need to have a little chat with their AI about how honest they seem to be under direct questioning. They need to have their AIs trained on listening solely to politicians for months. Then I'm sure they will be perfect. What am I getting at? What is the point of this video? The internet is being filled with generated sludge. YouTubers are using AI voices and writing their scripts with AI. Content online is becoming AI content, and we're just using these generative tools now to teach our children. How will our critical and abstract problem solving be affected when we rely on the help of an AI to help us do something as simple as respond to a text message? What kind of power will the creators of these AIs have over everyone? All of this stuff with AI has left me feeling as if humans are stars in the galaxy and AI content is dark matter pushing everything further apart. When I pull up something on the internet in 20 years, am I going to see anything made by a human? Will I be able to find any human to interact with on the internet? Is that going to be the death of the internet? I guess we'll see. Probably a lot sooner than later.